Hey gang, Silverback here. We have a real treat in store for you tonight. Kristen is making her chocolate nut keto dessert. Net carbs of almost zero, and it is a terrific recipe that we use all the time as a little sweet treat that we get with keto, and it does just really add to your fats. So without further interruption, I'm going to film, and Kristen is going to go over her wonderful recipe. Enjoy.
Hey there. All right, so this is keto chocolate. We start out with unsweetened chocolate. We're going to add some cream, some stevia, some butter, and then once I mix it up, I'm going to heat it, melt everything, and I'm going to put it over. This is just a little simple mold, and we love nuts, and we like just a little bit of salt.
That is Himalayan pink sea salt, except not sea salt because it's from the Himalayas, bloody long way from the sea.
Alright, so the trick here is to not split your chocolate.
What is splitting chocolate?
It's basically separating the fats from the milk solids in the chocolate, so you end up with kind of a greasy layer that separates out from the rest of it. It's not the end of the world, it doesn't taste as nice, and it's just not that creamy, thick chocolate. It's just a bit split, so you'll know when it happens to you.
So what do you do with the butter to make it not split?
Starting out basically with softened butter really helps. The biggest thing about the splitting, so what is difficult about this, and some people do it in a double boiler, I don't. I do it really simply. I have split my chocolate before, so you can try a double boiler. What I do find is that the maximum heat that it takes will split it. So if it gets too hot, it will split. But the other thing is that just too much heat over time. So the longer it's on the heat, it will eventually split as well. So the idea is basically you want to get going. So we have a gas stove, gas rocks. You're going to keep it basically quite a low heat. I mean, you need to melt the stuff, but you want to keep it low.
Now, word to the wise, when you're using a gas stove, you'll see that the stove, if I can show you, see it has low, it has number 2, it has number 3, it has number 4. Do you know what those numbers mean? Absolutely bloody nothing. What you look at is the burner, and if we see, that's hot. It says 5, that says 4. Okay, we're all going all the way down, and so between 3 and 2, it's almost not even a flame. So Kristen's throwing her chocolate in now. How much chocolate?
2 ounces. That's half of that pack.
That's half of the pack that you saw earlier.
Stick of butter.
Excuse fingers. If you practice your cooking, you will realize that sight, sound, and smell are very key.
Next thing, this brand of stevia, love it. Every brand of stevia has a different amount of sweetness, so at the end of the day you're going to have to work with what you get. This is 1 teaspoon. This stuff is very sweet for the amount that you put in, so it doesn't take a lot. So 1 teaspoon. You put 1 tiny little scoop in coffee. So it just gives you an idea. It actually is quite a lot of stevia. Now that chocolate's melting. Get that butter.
Now the chocolate itself does have it has cocoa in it, so it does have a small amount of carbs, though for the amount that you get per serving, it ends up being less than 1 gram of carbs per serving.
The nuts that you choose will also have naturally a little bit of carbs in there too, and pay attention to the nuts that you choose. Walnuts are low, macadamias are extremely low, pecans are good. So just pay attention to the nuts that you're putting in and calculate it up.
Almonds and cashews turn out to be quite high in carbs, so it is it is well worth noting and paying attention. We will do a video on just on nuts in keto coming up, as well as a video on carbs.
Okay, we're getting close now. So what you can see is the chocolate's almost melted. So now I'm going to start moving quickly. So I will now add my cream. This is heavy whipping cream that you saw over there. I go by the lightness that I like about it.
So she's looking again at color. It's sight here.
I'm turning the heat off.
Already turn the heat off. That's critical because you do not want to split the cream.
Okay, we're coming along. Now I just want to stir it all in. Ooh, I have a tiny little chunk that I'm not going to like there, but there we go. Now I've got to keep it off the heat, and I've got to pour it before it. Come around here, I'm just going right into my mold. Actually, I know by sight that one works really well. See how it's nice and creamy? Now we like lots and lots of nuts. If you want your chocolate to be just more chunky chocolate, then do it that way. We love the nuts, and so this is how we do it. Almost makes it almost like a cluster. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I cool it in the freezer. You can cool it in the fridge.
I like it better in the freezer. It is harder and it's more like nice chocolate, because if you put it in the fridge, it will actually be fairly soft.
There we are. So we'll show you the finished product here in just a moment. Hey there, just wanted to show you the finished product with the keto chocolate. What we have here is I've taken stuff out of the mold and just given some nice luscious chunks. So if you look here, you can see lots of nice walnuts. I like a lot of walnuts. Obviously you can do less, you can do other nuts, but it really is just a lovely walnutty chocolate. And so just delicious. If you look at these pieces, they're really quite satisfying. And if you look at the totals, and you're going to see that each of these, if you weigh them out, you're going to be 20-25 grams, and it's really an excellent chocolate treat.